Out here in the far reaches of eastern Oregon, where the sun cooks anything foolish enough to stand still, sits the Owyhee River. She's held back by a dam built back when men wore hats unironically, and engineering was done with slide rules, grit, and a healthy disregard for comfort. These days, the river is known for something else entirely. Big, legendary, brown trout. The kind of fish that make grown men lie, brag, and occasionally fall in the river. Days here run in the triple digits, the kind of heat that melts your willpower and makes you question your life choices. But evenings, cool enough to remind you why you came, and cool enough to make you forget how much you sweated getting here. Every good Western needs a cast of characters. Ours arrived armed with fly rods, questionable judgment, and enough sunscreen to paint a barn. Scott, planner, volunteer, and the man who bravely sacrificed peace and quiet for the rest of us. Each afternoon, he retreated into his air-conditioned fifth wheel like a frontier baron surveying his land, while the rest of camp listened to the loud rattle and hum of his generator echoing across the canyon like an irritated diesel buffalo. Scott Rollo, veteran, optimist, and the only man in camp who treated the rock store like it was a daily commute. 20 miles each way for ice, every day. And somehow, he also coordinated the delivery of Chipotle by a beautiful young lady far too classy for a group of sweaty fishermen who smelled like sunscreen, river mud, and ambition. Fred, veteran, expert fisherman, and the only licensed guide in the entire group. He rolled into camp towing a boat covered in Keystone Light graphics, proudly identifying himself as the real Keith Stone, a claim nobody dared challenge, mostly because the evidence was printed right there on the hull. Even with all that experience, Fred struggled just like the rest of us at times, proving that the Owyhee Browns don't care about resumes, reputations, or beer-themed boat decals. Fred brought his dad along, a Navy veteran with a southern drawl so distinct you could pick it out of a crowd of coyotes. He told stories the way only a seasoned sailor can, steady, deliberate, and timed perfectly with the setting sun. One evening, as the canyon dipped into gold, he delivered a joke about Army foxholes and paratroopers that had the whole camp laughing. Not because any of us fully understood it, but because he did. And that was good enough. He hoped to catch his first fish on the fly before heading back to the Carolinas. He did. Jay, the only man in camp smarter than the fish we were trying to catch. He'd stand in the river for hours, staring at hundreds of rising trout, casting only when the universe whispered permission. And on burger night, he produced hand-cut cast iron fries so good they nearly caused a fist fight. Jim, the old-timer of the group by age only. First to arrive, last to leave, and up before anyone else making coffee strong enough to wake the dead. He spent his days Euro-nymphing, a technique that made traditionalists scratch their heads and mutter things like, well, I guess that's fishing too. That's Jason, veteran, host, and proud owner of a stubby little Airstream trailer. Too good to sleep in a tent, he held nightly gatherings outside his shiny aluminum hideout, then disappeared inside like a desert fox. Each morning he emerged well-rested, showered, and holding an espresso, a sight that confused and mildly offended the rest of camp. Scott's son and grandson, skilled fishermen young and old, rolling in from Wyoming with cases of Frito-Lay chips in flavors none of us had ever heard of. They cooked for the group, fished like pros, and reminded us that sometimes talent really does run in the family. One afternoon, the heat finally broke us. We sought refuge in the only air-conditioned structure for miles, the dam itself. Jeannie, our camp host, and Stuart, the dam tender, led us through tunnels that looked like they were designed by someone who really loved concrete. We even drove a single-track gravel road not open to the public, the kind of road that makes you question your tire pressure and your life insurance. Now, let's talk about the real stars of this show, the browns. Salmotruta, a species known for eating insects, smaller fish, and occasionally the hopes and dreams of fly anglers. These fish are big, they are beautiful, and they are responsible for more bragging rights than any other trout in the West. Around here, we call these photos fish porn. Viewer discretion advised. In the end, the Owyhee gave us everything we came for. Big fish, big heat, big laughs, and a reminder that the Portland-Vancouver chapter of Project Healing Waters is built on more than fly rods and river miles. It's built on purpose, it's built on stories, and it's built on the kind of memories that stick long after the last cast. Until next year, tight lines, cool evenings, and may your next brown be bigger than your last.